Here we go. Okay.
Так,
Okay. Да.
не надо нажимать, да?
Okay. So if I push it, then I can give it initial velocity and it can come back higher. But I don't need to be afraid if I just drop it like this. I don't need to be afraid because I know the energy will change from potential to kinetic. But when it changes, some energy will be lost. How is energy lost in this device? Where? In what ways? I'm sorry?
Воздух как? На английском.
Air. Air, very good. There is air resistance. So when this is called the pendulum, like a pendulum bob. If this was a sphere, we would call it a pendulum bob. So this is one word. This is another key word, pendulum bob. So put these words in your notes for today. Excuse me. I want you all to write these in your notes because you will see these words on an exam sometime in the future. Maybe your Cambridge exam, maybe your SAT exam, maybe
записывайте, ребята, записывайте то, что он пишет, пожалуйста. Это все на английском. Рядом ставьте, пишите то, что вы поняли.
The whole thing is pendulum. This part here with this and some support. This is the pendulum. Okay, any questions? This part down here is the bob. Pendulum bob. But on a real pendulum, it's a sphere. But I didn't have a big sphere. I wanted something heavy for a good demonstration, but it's not a sphere.
Вот когда сопротивление воздуха.
I want you to understand about efficiency that no real system has 100% efficiency. If this was 100% efficiency, it would mean that no energy was lost and it would come back to the same position again. We can have some things that are very close to 100% efficiency. For example, have you ever heard of fiber optic cables? Fiber optic cables? These are cables that use light instead of electricity, and they use mirrors. It's almost 100% efficient because the light bounces back and forth as it goes down the cable. So the fastest internet that you can get in the US at least is using fiber optic cables because light is faster than electricity. And the efficiency is about 99.9% efficient. Only a little bit of loss. But every real machine will have some energy loss. So the maximum you can try to achieve is 100% efficiency, but you will never have exactly 100%. Maybe 99.9 or 99.99, something like that. So as this potential energy is changing into kinetic energy, some energy is lost because of friction with the air. And also, is there any other area you can tell me where some energy is lost? The air and also where else? Maybe here, where there is physical contact, because this will move back and forth. So there is some friction here also. You understand what friction is, right?
Friction force.
Friction is like if you rub your hands together, you get heat. And this will make at least a little bit of heat because of friction. So some energy is lost. That's why I don't need to be afraid that I will release this and it will come back and hit me very hard. It can't happen like that. No problem. If you understand the laws of physics, then you can predict what something will do.
What if you will push with more force?
Yes, if you push with more force, then it will mean that I'm very stupid. I don't want to do it. Because if I push with more force, it will go high, and maybe it will come back and the ladder will fall down on top of my head. So I don't want it to happen. Okay, so concepts to understand today. Efficiency. No system is 100% efficient. And let me look at my notes to be sure that I don't forget to tell you anything that I plan to tell you.
Так, сейчас об изменении энергии рассказываю.
Okay, so now let's do some practice questions in English. I'll pass them out to you, two per student. The first question is very similar to what we just discussed. You have some kinetic energy and some potential energy.
Вот у меня уже. Задание возьмите. Так, сумку положи, а? Что ты ее держишь?
Please begin reading the first question as soon as you receive the papers.
Where is the first question is?
5 and 5.
It's number 5 because I got these
Так,
from some
ребята,
past
обратите
exams.
внимание, вот такие
OCR.
задания у вас могут быть на экзаменах, поэтому внимательно слушайте и записывайте решение задач. Внимательно прочитайте. Так, постарайтесь перевести эти слова. Пожалуйста.
This one is the first question about the inclined plane,
Okay.
some objects sliding down. Who is good at reading out loud? Okay, will you please read this question out loud? This question.
Есть у вас.
Okay, can you stop there for a second? Okay, I want to check if you understand what he read, because when you read
Так.
problems, you should think about them as you're reading and understand every statement as you read. This helps me a lot. I learned this from my
Так,
experience.
мистер Джон, пусть они переведут. Translation. Нет, translation. Переведите эти слова. Что там написано?
Там написано, машина массой 100 килограмм движется с точки...
X до точки Y.
И что надо найти?
Нам надо найти работу. Но у нас имеется...
Надо найти потенциальную энергию.
Так, потенциальную энергию. И что еще?
So when
А
you're
сколько эта машина потеряла
Движение.
движения?
Движение, да? Движение. Все, вы поняли, да, смысл задачи? Все.
Okay, so it will help you if, when you're reading things like this, don't try to read the whole paragraph and after think about it. As you read each statement, think about it and understand it. Then by the time you get to the end, you should understand what is happening. Okay, so that's the first statement. A car of mass 800 kilograms moves from point X to point Y. So when you read it, you should look at X and Y. As you read it, as you read about X and Y, you should look at it and understand it before you read the whole paragraph. Along a section of level road. Do you understand what level road means?
Yes.
Level just means flat. If you don't know that word, you can put it in your notes to remember. Level means flat. And I want everyone to write in their notes what pendulum and pendulum bob are, because I know you will see these terms in the future. So let's take 1 minute for everyone to write in their notes the words pendulum and pendulum bob. Can you tell me what I
Так,
just
ребята,
said?
тетради открывайте, записывайте. Условия задач, чертежно чертите.
Hold on. One thing at a time. Can you tell me what I just said?
Так, решаем в тетрадях.
Can you tell me what I
Открывайте
just said?
тетради, число ставьте. Напишите энергия.
Okay, so you need to pay attention, please. Okay? I
Потенциал.
want everyone to write in their notes the words pendulum and pendulum bob, and something to help you remember. We're not talking about that right now. One thing at a time. We're talking about writing in your notes pendulum and pendulum bob. You need to make a reminder also, the pendulum bob is the part that goes back and forth. And the pendulum is this pendulum bob plus the string plus a fixed location. That's a pendulum. Okay. Do you understand those words?
Yes.
Can you show me that you've written those words in your notes?
Так, он
Pendulum
сказал,
and
здесь писать,
pendulum
да?
bob with an explanation.
Я же не понимаю.
Okay, now can you continue from there after level road? The car is moving down a hill.
Level road and down a hill and along another section of level road.
Okay, thank you. That's very good. So it moves along a level road, then down a hill, then along another level road. As you read, you should look at the diagram at the same time and understand what it's talking about. Does everybody see the initial level road, the hill, and the second level road? Yes.
We find only potential energy.
Lost in potential energy.
I want you to stay focused right now. That's not the question that I asked. Does anyone have a question about where is the first level road, where is the second level road, and where is the hill?
This is the first level.
Yes, that's correct. First level road is on top, and the hill it's talking about is the second part, and the next level road is on the bottom. So it's important for you to understand that when you read a paragraph like this, you should think about each statement and look at the figure while you read. If you try to read everything and after you read, think about it, it will be confusing for you. Okay, will you read the next statement, please? Next sentence.
The diagram shows the distance moved. The acceleration of free fall is 10 meters divided
Meters per second squared.
Second square.
So I want you also to learn how to read that. It says 10 meters per second squared. 10 meters per second squared. Sometimes when you take a test, instead of 9.81 meters per second squared, they will make it easy for you to do the math in your head by telling you that you
Пожалуйста,
can use 10.
выключи свою книжку.
So 10 is easy to
Чем
multiply
ты
by.
занимаешься, Марина?
Okay, go ahead and read that and see if you can answer it, and then we will check the answers. I heard someone say what they thought the answer was. Okay, great.
Решай
That's
задачу.
your work. Okay, let's have a look here.
Answer is 8.
Can you try to solve it? Well, first, I want everyone to try to solve it, and then we will talk about which answer is correct. Okay, you have this, and you have this, and you have this. Okay. Okay, why don't you go ahead and look at the next question, please. On the back side is the next one. If you have finished the first question, please turn that sheet over. The second question is on the back side of the same sheet. The numbers are not 1, 2, and 3 because I got these from old tests. Cambridge tests. These are O level, not A level, because I wanted to give you something easy to practice with first, and later we can start with some A level questions again. If you need help answering the first question, please raise your hand and I will help you. Yes, that's right.
Ты вот это решил? Так, теперь решаешь следующий. Ты покажи, правильно? Нет. Мистер Джош,
Ой, не спроси.
проверьте, пожалуйста, правильно или нет.
Do you have any questions?
Объясняй свое решение.
Okay, for this one you are calculating here kinetic energy, right? But does the car start with any kinetic energy? Do we know the velocity of the car here?
Отвечай.
Does it tell us the velocity?
Скорость.
This number is not velocity, right? What is it?
Это же скорость.
Это ускорение у тебя.
А, это ускорение.
Acceleration. So that's why I want to give you some practice in English, because once you understand these words, but I know that you need to practice in English, so that's why I'm giving you practice with these English words, okay? Do you understand now?
Салтан, ты как решил? Покажи. Мистер Джош, можешь посмотреть.
Very good. Хорошо.
Yes. Так, вот она решила уже.
Молодец, Салтана.
Ты тоже давай решай. Тебе потенциальную энергию надо было найти. Все. Там же написано. Миша, читать надо. Так, убери, я сказал. Читаем зал устроил тоже.
So what do you need to find? It asks you to find how much, no, how much what? Potential energy. How much potential energy what?
Car was lost.
Lost. So that means it started with potential energy, right?
Yes.
When it comes down to here, does it have potential energy?
No, no.
No, it has only kinetic energy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Вам просто потенциальную энергию надо найти. Где вы нашли потенциальную энергию? Первая задача. Потенциальная энергия, она находится на высоте. Ускорение тебе дается 10 метров. Надо максимальную потенциальную энергию машины на этой высоте.
Okay, if you're finished with question A, you can take a break and then come back.
I don't understand.
Okay, I will help you. Oh, the second one, huh? Energy transfer. It's talking about, for example, kinetic energy and potential energy. They can change between each other, right? So, what kind of energy are we starting with?
Kinetic.
Yes, that's right, because it's moving water. And, very good. And what kind of energy will a
Electric.
very good, excellent. That's all you put here. You just put, it changes kinetic energy to electric energy. That's all. Excellent.
Из кинетически в энергичном.